You're watching Pitt Beyond the Script.
When I hear Hail the Pitt, it's like a rally cry. That's part of what we do. Hail the Pitt.
It's tradition, it's history, it's excellence, it's success. It's any tag word you want to put on it, really that's what it is and that's what it means. You're walking down the street, someone sees the script on your heart, if you will, then you know they're a part of that family.
Something special about this place is that when you go to school here, you're from Pittsburgh, a lot of people have pride in it, you know, so Hail the Pitt is kind of highlights that Pittsburgh pride or that Pitt pride that we all share.
Hail to Pitt, to me, is just that pride. The pride you have to say that you are an alumni from the University of Pittsburgh. The pride to say that you work for the great institution of Pitt. It's such an honor to be at a school that has such rich tradition, such rich history, and it's something that nobody can ever take away from you.
It means a lot because I think it's a connection. It's a connection between alumni. It probably means something different for each and every Panther out there. But more important, it's a connection. It's a connection between people. It's a connection between people that have put time in, that people are vested in. And more importantly, it's a connection for people that want to give back.
H2P. Hail to Pitt.
Yeah. Hail to Pitt is embracing the culture of wanting to win, to better yourself as a person. And it means, you know, just being appreciative and embracing that the hard work leads to success, and we are going to work really hard academically and athletically, but we are going to be successful in life.
I think Hail to Pitt means it's an inclusive society, is that it's a group that whenever you're walking and somebody is able to say that to you, you know you've been the same place. It's a pride in what we're all doing and what we're doing in the world and we're doing at
Pitt. It starts as a game, a gathering of friends. And slowly, as some begin to sit back, others stand out. The joy of playing turns to passion. And as the skills develop, so do the minds. And they begin to seek challenges, peers, and mentors to further their abilities and opportunities. The love and passion becomes a thirst for people in a place
we make history today in Pittsburgh
that will embrace and push, a hunger for excellence, and to be in and among champions. These are the dreamers, scholars, leaders. These are the guides, teachers, mentors. And this is the opportunity, the challenge, the place. This is Pitt Beyond the Script.
This week on Pitt Beyond the Script, we welcome a new Panther to the Pitt athletic family, Coach Mark Whipple. We'll get to know Coach Narduzzi's new offensive coordinator, hear about a career in the college ranks and the pros, capped by a Division I national championship and a Super Bowl ring. Coach Gavin and the Pitt Wrestlers are climbing the national rankings as they head into the ACC and national championships. We'll get to know one of his young Panthers, redshirt sophomore and Boyerstown native, Greg Harvey. We honor another of Pitt's Olympians, Panther Hall of Fame member Roger Kingdom. It's senior day for the ladies of the Pitt Gymnastics program. And we visit with Coach Randy Waldrom's Panthers and learn about some of the tech they're using to get ready for the season. This week on Pitt Beyond the Script.
What a phenomenal world we live in, where the impossible is anything but. No matter the game, we are always playing for Pittsburgh. On the biggest stages, amplifying the quietest voices, leveraging knowledge for society's gain, the builders of the future. We empower minds. We ignite fire and soar higher. Hail.
To be a leader in business, you need a global perspective. The strength and the reputation of the University of Pittsburgh Joseph M. Katz Graduate School of Business gives you a world of opportunity. Our Executive MBA Worldwide program is tailored to the unique needs of high-level business executives. The hands-on program will advance your career and your global network as you study on campus and abroad. Be ready to lead in a global world. Be Katz ready.
So it comes to our attention
that many of you have not heard about our new show, Pitt
Beyond the Script.
Well, if you like sports, if you like Pitt,
this is your chance to see student athletes like never before.
Interviews,
features,
behind the scenes,
and lots of highlights. So tune in.
A new episode every Thursday.
Set your DVR. The show airs all week.
And find every episode
and every feature online. Pitt Beyond the Script. P-I-T-T.
Pitt Jack team ready! Pitt Jack team ready! Pitt Jack team ready! Ready? Begin! P-I-T-T. Pitt Panthers on 3! 1, 2, 3!
Champs on 3. 1, 2, 3. ACC champs. Hello and welcome to Pitt Beyond the Script alongside new offensive coordinator for the Pitt football team, Mark Whipple. I'm Rob King of AT&T Sportsnet. Coach Whipple, first of all, welcome to Pitt. What has it been like acclimating yourself to the Panthers campus?
It's been great. The kids have been great, the staff, the place. I know how to get here since I was next door for 3 years, and just great to be back in the City of Champions.
You're back in Pittsburgh, previously obviously working with the Steelers, Ben Roethlisberger. You also worked for the Eagles. You worked at the USFL.
We were way back.
You worked at various colleges. You worked as a head coach, as an assistant coach. What about your new role now and getting used to being an offensive coordinator here for Pitt?
No, it's great. It's great. And I know I've known Coach Narduzzi a long time since I was head coach at Brown. He was assistant at Rhode Island and UMass. And so we go way back, and I've always respected his body of work and just his personality. So, and that's really proven since the little time I've been here with the way the players are. So I know what the ACC is like, having coached at Miami. I know the respect of the tradition of Pitt football, the great players that they've had at every position. So it was kind of a no-brainer, really. Just good to be back and ready to take this to a new level.
As a player at Brown, as a coach in some of the levels and some of the areas that we just talked about, and that only scratches the surface of your coaching career, for you, are there certain guys you look back at, and maybe it's a high school coach, that you say, okay, this is somebody I drew something from, or was it all along the way? Obviously, as a player, you've got your own expectations of how you should coach as well.
Jesse Parker was my high school coach, was a Hall of Famer in Arizona, and we won a state championship, played for another, and set the bar really high. And at Brown, we won the Ivy League championship, and Coach Anderson was great. George Allen was great. I mean, Bill Cowher, I saw him last night. Just great to see those people. Dick LeBeau, Dick Hoke. I mean, I can keep naming names, but those people have added a lot to my career. And this is a place that I believe you can win a championship, and that's not the ACC. As I told the team here, hey, we won a world championship next door with the same facilities. There's no reason we can't win a national championship here. It was done in '76. I saw Aaron Donald last night, James Conner. We got great kids here. We got great players and a great tradition. So, and that's what I believe in this place.
So you mentioned those things. You mentioned your relationship with Coach Narduzzi. Are those the things that you found attractive about this opportunity?
Yeah, no question. I mean, the facilities are nice, but it's always about people. As I said, there's a lot of nicer places than the Steelers facility, but they've got 6 Lombardis. We played in Foxborough. I know what the Patriots have. There's a lot of places in the NFL that are nice in that, but they've got 6 Lombardis. So it's not about that. It's about the people, and I think it's also about the area that you're around. And this city, football is important. It's important to the people, and you're always looking for those things, and I think it's a really good fit.
As someone who's coached in the pro level and somebody who's coached on the college level extensively in both, is there a difference in the way you treat the players or have to treat the players?
You know, I think it's a melting pot, I guess. I really believe that some guys need a kick in the rear and other guys need a hug. And I just don't have a cookie cutter way. So we'll do what we can to make each player better than they thought they could be. And I have a saying that I've always used, no one rises to low expectations. And that's what we're about. So we want to get to the next level. So it's a mix of different things, but I'm going to be myself. And it's proven to be pretty good. And you know, I'm trying to get better also.
All right, we hope now you've learned a little bit about Coach Whipple. We're going to talk about what he plans to do here at Pitt, some of the personnel, his coaching style, some of those things when we return on Pitt Beyond the Script right after this.
Roger Kingdom arrived at Pitt as a freshman out of Georgia as a football player.
Quote unquote, just another football player. But the track people knew that he wasn't just another track guy.
He could split a hurdle in half and still maintain his balance and everything. He was just that graceful.
Fast, had enough spring, had enough control of his body, just skimming the top of the hurdle, not touching it, but going.
Legs strong enough to knock hurdles down and still maintain his stride.
Roger Kingdom is one of the greatest hurdlers of all time.
Roger in 1983 captured the NCAA indoor and outdoor national championships in the 110-meter hurdles and went on in 1984 to win the indoor title in the 55-meter hurdles.
My best friend in the Olympic movement, Harrison Diller. He was the greatest hurdler doing my time, and they had similar style. You could just see the decadence and how they go over each hurdle.
Roger Kingdom was a two-time Olympic gold medalist in 1984 and 1988.
The only hurdler to win back-to-back gold medals in the Olympic Games. You name it, he's won at every level. I'm sure he would have been an NFL star, you know, if he had chosen to go that route. There's no doubt in my mind.
Would have been a very good football player, but there's a difference between being very good and being an all-time great, and that's what he became.
Don't go away. Pitt Beyond the Script will return right after this.
So when I'm out on the water kayaking, it is a time to relax and be at peace. But yet I'm still have to harness the energy and stay motivated to get through whatever obstacle that I chose, or whatever extreme that I chose to be on that day. No stream, no river, no ocean, wherever you're kayaking is the same. And I would say no experiment is the same. And I think you have to be prepared for that. You have to be mentally prepared to recognize every experiment is going to be a different journey. It's a different stream, and you have to feel your way through. I think the same skill sets are needed for, practicing in nursing, doing your research, and kayaking at the same time. You have to focus, and you can't give up because you're in the middle of it. So you have to complete it. Once you start, you have to complete your journey. And yes, it can be stressful, and it can be tough at sometimes when you're out there on the river. Some streams are difficult, more rapids, less rapids, but you can't give up. You keep going. You find a way through. You endure. And I think that even though that's outside and that gives you a nice release, you're still practicing the same skill sets you need to get through the nursing program.
Welcome back to Pitt Beyond the Script, and we have learned a little bit about Coach Mark Whipple. I hope you have. Now let's get down to some football talk, some serious football talk. Coach, when I think about you, I have to admit I think of aerial attacks. Is that something that you're comfortable with, or I don't want to sell you short in the running attack as well?
Well, I think that's what I really learned in the USFL from Roman Gabriel, the passing game, and then obviously with the NFL with, Ken Wisenhunt, Bruce Arians, Dick Hoke, and then Andy Reid and Mike Holmgren, the guys I've been around, and so that kind of maybe is what I'm known for. But I believe in balance. I mean, every place I've been, the all-time leading rusher's been at that school, so people may not know that, but hey, it's a little bit, you got to be a little bit devious. If they're playing the pass, we're certainly going to run, and if they're going to stack the box, we'll throw it. So it's pretty much a mathematical game. Where's the best suited? But it's all about winning. And, if we need to make a first down to protect the defense, we're going to do that. And I think it goes back to being a head coach for 250 games and playing in some big games, coaching in some big games next door. I've coached in 3, NFL championship games and a Super Bowl that so I think I can lead those kind of experiences to the entire program. But it's about winning, and some days you making 10 yards on 3 carries is a lot better than a 70-yard pass that you don't score. So it's always about scoring touchdowns, and that's really what our offense will be about.
No one knows better than you, having filled both roles as a head coach and an offensive coordinator, what that relationship is like. Can you let us know what it's like? Is there a sense of autonomy? Is there a sense of working together? Is that important before the interview process to make sure that you and the head coach are on the same page?
Yeah, no, Pat and I have talked, and it'll be a work in progress, and haven't done it all. I mean, a lot of times I was calling special teams calls also when I was a head coach, and when I go way back to New Haven, where we only had 2 full-time assistants, was really doing everything. Taped some ankles at those times. So, the support we have here won't be as much. But this is a quality staff. This is really a lot of good people. You're going to give and take, and what's best to win the game, and halftime adjustments, and all those things that way. And as I said, it'll be a work in progress, and I just really like what's happened so far. Coach Pat and I have talked. We had a good meeting the other day about, hey, this situational football is really, really important, something you learn, I think, at a much higher level at the National Football League because the possessions aren't as many. So those things come into play, and certainly having experience in Heinz Field helps. The wind, all right, the weather, all those things, kicking, those things come into play. And, so I think that's why it's a great home field advantage also.
I'm guessing you've seen some tape of the team, so I'm going to use that as a springboard to ask the question of what have you seen? This was a team that was able to run the ball extremely effectively, one of the top running teams in the country. Passing game lagged behind a little bit. What did you see on tape, and what can we expect to see kind of moving forward here?
Well, when I talked to the players, I hadn't really watched much tape. I'd watched some highlights of some guys, and then I just was really impressed, really, in this room, I believe it was. I asked the players, what do we got to do to catch Clemson? And they said, Coach, we're not that far behind. So Coach Narduzzi and staff have done a great job giving the kids confidence. I think in coaching, that's what's really important, is making those guys make them feel like they're better than what they are. And that's what great coaches do. And it's not so much about the personnel, but how you approach, the objective each day. So I think that's in place. Our guys, they have a taste of the Coastal. That's not what it's about. I don't think they're happy about getting size for rings that way. It's all about winning the ACC championship and then winning the national championship. So that's the goal, and however it takes a total team in all 3 phases. But I'm a team guy, and it's I said, as the time goes by, nobody remembers the score. They just remember whether you won or lost.
You kind of touched on this a little bit, but I mean, will you graft your coaching style onto the type of personnel you have, or will you have a certain type of style and expect your players to fit within that style?
No, there'll be different guys. As I said, at UMass, Andy Isabella led the country. Was a 5'9", 180-pound wide receiver, and 3 years before that, Tajay Sharp's a 6'2" wideout that's starting for the Titans. He was different, so we'll work our schemes around our personnel. Our running game, we'll see how that develops, and Coach Borbley and those guys and Coach Powell have done a great job. So we're talking about that, what scheme's going to fit. Also, hey, what are we going to do against Virginia? They're 3 down, how many 3-down teams, how many 4 down. Looking at the ACC, looking at the teams that we've got to play to be successful. So putting a good game plan together. But I think starting maybe a little bit earlier than I had before, talking about the guys. I talked to the kids the other day about, hey, Virginia, we can't start out 0-1. This is an ACC team. This is an important game, and we got to start fast today in our workouts. And so it's just setting the groundwork and knowing what our staff's about, what this program's about.
Talking to you, I'm getting a level of excitement here for
good,
football.
So am I.
So that's my question.
Get the spring practice. I'm trying to
right. I mean, is there
practice started earlier?
Is there a sense of excitement, a sense of let's get going? Or do you feel a sense of energy with the players having accomplished what they accomplished but not reach the ultimate goal of what they want to accomplish.
Without question. But there was a sense when I walked in here on the interview, I said, these people know how to win. They already know, they already have it set. Those things are built amongst time, and I don't think there's any question we have that here, and we just got to build upon it.
Coach Whipple, thanks. Good luck with spring ball. Looking forward to the spring game and Pitt football.
Thanks, Rob. Good to see you.
All right, stick around.
Appreciate it.
We have more coming on Pitt Beyond the Script right after this.
Let's have a good day. Good start today, okay? Touchdowns on 2. 1-2.
Touchdowns. You're watching Pitt Beyond the Script.
Welcome to the University of Pittsburgh and tonight's Tri-Meet with the host Pitt Panthers, the Ball State Cardinals, and the West Virginia Mountaineers. And it is a very special night here at the Fitzgerald Fieldhouse. It is senior night. It is the final home meet of the year for the Panthers. Olivia Miller, the freshman, up next for the Panthers.
Another huge Yurchenko full, but she controls the landing. That's going to be a big score for Pitt.
Panthers taking the lead early and impressive on their first rotation.
Yeager, very well done. Really nice routine for Haley. And a stuck landing. What a way to go out on her senior night.
Here goes Brittany.
Round off, 1.5, and a stuck dismount. Another hit rotation for the Panthers.
We head to the final rotation here in Pittsburgh.
Very high and well done. Round off back handspring to a double tuck. Great landing. Off back handspring to a double pike.
Panthers an impressive performance with a 195-425. We say goodnight from the Fitzgerald Fieldhouse.
You already have the initiative to get started, a desire to want more, to be challenged, to be pushed, and to be coached and mentored when you hit hurdles. The professional MBA program at the University of Pittsburgh's Katz School of Business offers hands-on, experience-based learning through an innovative blend of online and in-person courses, allowing you to earn your MBA at your own pace, on your own schedule, exceed your goals, and see new, brighter ones for tomorrow.
What a phenomenal world we live in, where the impossible is anything but. No matter the game, we are always playing for Pittsburgh. On the biggest stages, amplifying the quietest voices, leveraging knowledge for society's gain, the builders of the future. We empower minds. We ignite fire and soar higher. Hail to Pitt.
Hey, Pittsburgh!
What's up, Pitt fans? Sports fans?
We've got a brand new show
that you're gonna love.
It doesn't matter what your sport.
We got them all covered.
Behind the scenes,
interviews with players and coaches, and lots of highlights.
So if you like sports,
stories about great people and character,
this show is for you.
Pitt Beyond the Script.
Tune in.
Set your DVR.
Thursdays
and all through the week.
Pitt
Beyond the Script.
Boom.
My name's Greg Harvey, sophomore here at the University of Pittsburgh, and I'm from Boyertown, Pennsylvania. I've been wrestling since I was about 3 years old, and my dad got me into wrestling, and it was a great thing for me because it was a good learning experience growing up, and it just helped me with my whole life so far.
Greg Harvey here. Wrestled 184 last year, cut down to his weight. He looks better at this weight, a little thinner. They do say bigger, faster, stronger wins, so Greg's one of those guys you don't want to pull, first round of a tournament.
There's a lot of lessons that wrestling teaches you, like discipline, and especially being an athlete at Pitt, you have a lot of time management skills that you have to learn, so those are always good things for life. I think a big thing, especially that applies to my life now, is my work ethic. Everything I do in my life is always full throttle, and I always dive all the way into it just to make sure that it gets done right and it gets done on time, and that as long as I'm putting my full effort into it, I know that I did my best, even if it's right or wrong.
You gotta have good position though. Get that knee into his foot. Okay.
We have a really good coaching staff here. We have 2 national champs on the coaching staff and 2 All-Americans, so it ranges from higher weights to lower weight coaching staff, and that's all you really can ask for is a coaching staff that can wrestle with us every day and that are fully committed to helping us.
The ACC's gotten so good in wrestling lately. It's a credit to the coaches in this conference.
The tradition behind Pitt wrestling is huge, and we have a lot of really good wrestlers that went through Pitt that now have successful lives with jobs and families, so there's a lot of tradition to look forward to and to live up to. I'm representing my family, my coaches, and my team out there. There's no one else that I'd rather fight for in that Pitt singlet than them.
Good win there for redshirt sophomore Greg Harvey, a PA boy.
I'm Greg Harvey, sophomore at the University of Pittsburgh on the wrestling team, and you're watching Pitt Beyond the Script.
You're watching Pitt Beyond the Script.
Player Maker is a new, innovative piece of technology that's been used primarily in Europe. And what Player Maker does for us, it'll track and monitor everything they do technically with the ball. So we can tell how much they use their left foot, how much they use their right foot, how many passes they connect, how many they don't. Every piece of data that we can collect with the player and the ball, it'll also cover. And up until this point, there really hasn't been a piece of technology that really combines all of that data. We've always had to use multiple platforms to do it.
The University of Pittsburgh is our first official NCAA team that has adopted our system, and we are very excited to be part of this road with them in inserting technology to the team and to measure the performance of the girls.
It's really good data for us to have as players who are trying to get better, because it gives us insight into the areas of our game that we need to improve. So it's really awesome that Coach Waldrum wanted to get us this technology to help us move our program even further up.
The world we live in today, our young players they learn through technology, and it gives a player a capsule of everything that they've done. One of the things I'm most excited about is it gives us a chance to get the players back in our office again individually. So this gives us an avenue to make sure everybody's on the same page with what we're looking for with each of the players.
I will definitely take advantage on going into the coaches, seeing them one-on-one, getting my stats, getting my data, knowing what specific areas of my game they want me to improve, if I need to use my right foot more versus my left foot, if I need to work on my accuracy of passes, my long-range passes. Having that access to that data really gives you an edge over other schools that don't have it.
You're always looking for a platform to analyze the players with the ball, because that's what it comes down to. We can do fitness and we can do all of those things, but at the end of the day, they have to be good with the ball. And this gives us the opportunity to track everything. And Player Maker is the first company that's been innovative to do this. So we're excited to be the first college in the country to be able to use this technology. Now we break. Come on, Alexis, get there. They need help.
Thank you for watching Pitt Beyond the Script.